All right, y'all, I'm back on. Sorry about that. I did a whole live and I was preaching and everything, giving a bunch of golden information, and the live, for some odd reason, did not play my sound when I used it through my streaming service, but it's all good. I'm back on now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start spitting the facts, and as people come in, I will go ahead and give you more information. So we were talking about the importance of building a strong portfolio. You see, most people think when you get into the investment space that it's all a get-rich-quick scheme, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Truth be told, the way you build wealth in any investment space is by dollar cost averaging. It's by building up a structured plan, a structured plan. I'm gonna say that one more time for the people in the back. It's by building up a structured plan to buy into the market at the bottom of the market and capitalize on the peak or the top of the bullish market. Now, a lot of people don't know what that means. They don't know what the bull market actually means. They don't know what the bearish market actually means. A bull market is when everything is going completely skyrocket. Everything is going up. People are making money. It's very easy for you to make money. People are joining into the markets. Banks are flourishing. Government systems are flourishing. The economy is flourishing. That is a bullish market. That's a bull market. Now, the opposite of a bull market is a bear market. The bear market is when everything is going to hell. Everything is dropping down. Everything is tanking. That's what a bear market is, when everything is tanking. But in the bearish market, that's where the most billionaires and billionaires are actually created. It's when the market is looking like hell. When there's blood in the streets, that's when you buy. That's one of the famous quotes by one of my favorite investors of all time, Warren Buffett. So when there's blood in the markets, that's when the institutional or advanced level investor starts to build their portfolio. So I got something for y'all today. I know I did a whole live. I did 10 minutes and it was crazy and it was fantastic, but it didn't get saved. But so to give you an example of buying at the bottom and capitalizing at the top, let's talk about Solana. Solana is a level 2 cryptocurrency, smart contract cryptocurrency that was built directly from the base of Ethereum. Now, I've been talking about Solana since 2021. As a matter of fact, when I told everybody to dive into Solana, Solana was roughly around $3.46. So let's do some numbers on some things. This is why it's important to get into the market early. If you would have got into Solana in 2021 when I first mentioned it at $3.46, and let's say you would have put just $500 invested into that market, $500 invested, that $500 investment would have flipped so many times from 2021 to now at the price of $191 per Solana token, that $500 investment would have been worth $27,500 plus profit. That is why it's important to dive into the market early. All right. So here's what I have for y'all. I used to do portfolio consulting. I had stopped for a while, but I am building back up my portfolio consulting network. I'm building back up. I'm getting to the point where my students will come to me telling me, hey man, you need to go out here and actually teach people how to build their portfolio. So I have slots available for portfolio consulting. Now, for me to build your portfolio, it usually costs around $1,000. That's my going price for me to build your portfolio. That means I'm going to sit down with you. We're going to analyze your finances. We're going to build a structured plan that's going to allow you to capitalize on the movement of the right now market. We're actively in the bull market right now. So that portfolio will allow you to capitalize on what's going on in the market right now and take profit. Take profit within the next upcoming months. That's usually how it goes. The reason I was able to build so many millionaire students is because they built a strong portfolio and have been building a strong portfolio for multiple years. And we already knew we were going to be at this point 3-4 years ago. So right now we're actively in a bull market. So portfolio consulting. If you want me to build out a portfolio for you in the cryptocurrency and stock space and precious metal space, the normal price for that is $1,000. Right now it's going for $399.97. I'm only doing that for the next 15 people who sign up. And that deal is probably going to be gone by Sunday, right? But here's the thing. I'm doing something a little different. You see, I have this program that I do with my one-on-one students, my one-on-one 12-week lifetime mentorship students, and my 6-month millionaire mindset students. I have something I do for those students. I not only build up your portfolio for right now, for what's going on right now in the markets. My one-on-one students and my 6-month course students have their portfolios built for the next 4 to 10 years. So for anyone who signs up for portfolio consulting from me at $399.97, like I said, the regular price for that package is usually $1,000. I'm cutting it down below half, 60%, really. If you sign up with me by Friday, by tomorrow night, I will also build up your portfolio for 2028. Meaning you will have a structured plan on cryptocurrency and stock assets that you can buy little bit by little bit, here and here and here, every single week, bi-weekly, monthly, all the way into 2028 to capitalize on the bull market run of 2028. If you want to become a millionaire, this is the way you have to go to become a millionaire. There is no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. You have to learn how to build your portfolio up from the ground up with someone who's been doing this for a while. YouTube University doesn't teach this type of information. They're going to tell you to push out and go grab all those meme coins, those BS Solana meme coins, those BS Avalanche meme coins. They're going to tell you to go buy this meme coin that has absolutely no liquidity and has a high risk factor that's going to completely liquidate your entire account. The way you become a successful investor is by dollar cost averaging. The way I became a millionaire was by dollar cost averaging. The way I've trained 52 millionaires right now is by dollar cost averaging. And you'll be surprised how many of those millionaires came to me and said, I don't have the money to pay for a course. Yet now, because they paid for a course, because they paid for a service, they're in the millionaire mark. It's all about your mindset. It's all about your mindset. It's all about your mindset. So, with that being said, you have until tomorrow night to get the total package. You have until Sunday to pay the $399.97 to get portfolio consulting directly from me. Directly from me. Let's get it, team. Peace. Hit me up. Slots are available, but slots are extremely limited. I'm only taking another potential, 15 students for this program. That's it. And I guarantee you those slots may be gone by tonight, tomorrow. Absolutely. All right. So while we're on, I got people that's commenting right now. They're asking questions. Shoot my questions here. I got a little time today to actually answer some questions for you. What questions do you have pertaining to cryptocurrency? What questions do you have pertaining to the markets in general? What do you have going? What do you think about what's happening right now in the economy? A lot of people think our economy is getting ready to go right back into this huge buyer's market because Trump has become president. Nah, we're still actively in a recession right now, headed towards a damn depression. Let's talk about it. Shoot me your questions in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Here's a common question somebody always asks. What do I think about XRP? XRP is going to be the facilitator for the world's financial systems. BlackRock has already came out and said XRP will be the facilitator for all the world systems. They've already said that Ripple, the company Ripple, remember, Ripple is the corporation that owns XRP. XRP is the byproduct of Ripple. Ripple will be the facilitator of all the world's transactional systems, financial transactional systems. Meaning that Ripple will be the next SWIFT system. So by default, the ISO tokens, I'm going to give y'all 3 tokens today to buy. XRP, XLM, XDC, which are the only 3 tokens that are completely ISO compliant. The ISO tokens will be and will shoot up by default because those will be the networking systems of our entire financial system. This is not something that's coming. This is happening right now. There are already over 70 corporations in over 70 countries who are already ISO compliant. That is the truth. That's what's happening. And if you're not in that game, you're left behind, because this is not something that's coming 5, 10, 15 years from now. No, this shit is happening right now. The reason you don't feel it is because you're actively sitting in one of the biggest, not one of, the greatest transformation of wealth in human history. There are only a few times in history where our entire networking systems, our entire way of life have transferred into a different system. And this is one of those times. This is one of the greatest times. Think about this. For thousands of years, hell, we can even go back millions, people have rode horses. Thousands of years, people rode horses. Thousands of years, people rode horses. Within a span of 20 years, we went from riding horse and carriage to having automobiles. So you mean to tell me within a span of 20 years, which is not even a percent of 10,000 plus years, our entire way of living has changed. And then the industrial system came into place. That converted the system over. Then we had the dot-com era. That completely eradicated every thought we had before then and converted our system over into an internet-based system. So when it comes down to blockchain technology, this is the conversion of tokenization of our systems. This is the next evolution of the way our standard of living will be. So if you're not invested into that standard, you're already behind the mark. Think about this, and I tell my students this all the time because we have conversations in the Blockchain Bro Academy about this kind of stuff all the time. All the time. But if you're not a BBA member, you're not previous to these type of conversations. But think about this. And I want y'all to plunder on this. Let's go back to 1996. In 1996, I was 11 years old. I was young. Let's go back to 1996. 1996. If somebody would have came to you in 1996 and said, I want you to use this computer, swipe your debit card or your credit card on this computer and buy something buy something from the computer. Buy something from a website on the computer. First off, in 1996, most people didn't know what the hell a website was. But you would have cussed that person completely out. Completely out if they would have asked you to swipe your card to pay for something on a computer system in 1996. Now you do it unconsciously. Now we have our card numbers on our phones. Tell me if I'm telling the truth now. Our cards on our phones. Our phone is a computer system. But every single person back then in 1996 who said this is a dumb technology, this is a stupid invention, what is the internet? Every last one of those people are still behind the mark right now. But every single person who invested into that system, who invested into that internet-based system, who invested into the internet, who invested into the dot-com era, every last one of those people are millionaires and billionaires. Tell me if I'm lying. Let me know if I'm lying. Let me know if I'm lying. Every single person who said this is something that's innovative, this is something that's new, this is something that's going to change the way we see the world, every last one of those people are billionaires today. Let me tell y'all something, and I'm going to tell you why I scream crypto, and not even just crypto, why I scream blockchain tech, why I scream quantum computing, why I scream all of the things you guys are not used to hearing in the norm and on a day-to-day basis. Why I scream it to the top of my lungs. Why I post the way I post, even though the support level is not there all the time. Why do I post this type of stuff? It's because you're in the 1996 version of 2025 right now. You're in the 1996 dot-com era right now. But this era is the conversion of our financial systems, the conversion of our internet-based systems, the conversion of our industrial systems, the conversion of the way we live in general. Everything is going blockchain tech. Let me correct myself. Everything is already blockchain tech. Let's be 100. Everything you do right now, from the phone you're looking through right now, from the social media outlets that you go on